Hey y'all, it's Katrina with Faith and Loops Crochet. Welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to go over different things that happen in my crochet journey, and today I want to go over my makes from the last 2 weeks. So I have a market coming up tomorrow, and I'm super excited about it. It is a venue that I've never been to before. It is at a local high school, so I'm very excited about it. I had a list that was pretty hefty. I was hoping to get done 32 products, and I don't think I quite made it. I haven't counted them all up yet, but I will let you know how close I got to my goal. And I wanted to go ahead and start going through my items with you. So a couple weeks ago, I had gotten done several of the chicks. This is the chicken egg pattern by Cozy Hooked Creations. I really enjoy this pattern, and I sold out of them at my last market. I had 4 and I sold off 4. So this time I made 8 of them, and I had already made all the chicks, but I had only made 4 of the eggs. So I went ahead and finished up the eggs. I have these done, and this right here is the Big Twist Plush in white. And then the little chicks are done in the Tweed by Burnett blanket, Sweet Snuggles Light for the beak, and then I'm not sure what brand name it is. I think it's Yarn Bee at Hobby Lobby for the fur. So I did get 4 of the eggs done this week, so I have 8 in total that's going to be going to market. So you can see I done the tweed, and it's kind of like a orangish and brownish tweed, if you can see it. And then this one I done in like the black and gray tweed, and I'm going to be charging $12 for these. I think with the work of the egg and the chick and the extra detail of the fuzz, I think that's a pretty good price. I also did a few other things. Now, in my video before last, a couple weeks ago, I'm not sure, I'll link it below. I did my keychain test, where I test to see if it takes me less than 15 minutes for my $5 keychains. So I did this one right here. It's a little axolotl. It didn't quite make the 15-minute mark, but I think I could play with it and make it a little bit better. I'm not sure who the designer is, but you can check out that video. This one right here is the newer release. It's a free pattern. Oh, sorry. This was a free pattern too. It's a free pattern on Instagram. I know it's by Mom Stitchetti, and it worked up in under 15 minutes. And I think it did make a perfect keychain. And I think it's going to look super cute hanging on somebody's bag or purse or book bag. I also did this one right here in the video, which is a seahorse. I forgot the C part, but it's a seahorse, and this is also a free pattern on Instagram. It didn't quite meet the test though. And then this one right here, which is it's a Baby Yoda or Baby Alien. So I think this is super cute. I think it's supposed to be Baby Yoda. Can't remember. But this is a super cute pattern, and I really enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to working this up in bigger yarn. And I also did this one right here, and I did put it on a keychain. It's super little, and I don't think it's going to be $5, but I'm probably just going to give it away to somebody randomly. So I do think it's cute though, but I just don't think it's going to hit the $5 price range. So I'm not going to include that in my inventory. And then a couple weeks ago, I got the pleasure of pattern testing for the Bobble Stitch Queen. And I worked one of their No Sew Bee patterns up in the Posh. And I think it makes a really good keychain size. And the wings themselves are actually crocheted into the pattern. They're not surface crocheted on. So if you want to check out how she does that, go ahead and check out her pattern. It'd be linked below, and it has a little stinger. And then I have a little chick that I finally put on a keychain, and I'm going to be putting it into my inventory. This right here is the same pattern as I used for the Posh keychain, the No Sew Bee by Bobble Stitch Queen. This one right here worked up a little bit bigger, and this is done in Sweet Snuggles Light and Chanel Home Slim, and I'm going to be charging $8, well, I'm sorry, $6 for this. So it will be going to market. It's a little bit bigger than my other bees, but I don't think it's quite the $8 range, and I don't want to have a whole bunch of different prices. So I'm going to go ahead and put $6 on this one. So I did a review on the Basic Chenille Brights Multicolored. So I worked up a whole bunch of turtles, and turtles are always a really good seller for me. If you want to check out the exact colors that I used, you can check out that video. But this pattern right here is actually a mixture of different patterns. The closest one is the tofu turtle. So if you did want something that's similar to this size, you can check out that pattern. I did make a few adjustments. That's a little bit different than that pattern, but I got 3, 6, and, oh, got hair on it, and 9 of those done. And I think that these turned out really, really cute. I'm actually thinking about possibly upping the price on these to $10. I still have some of my older inventory with the Sweet Snuggles Light versus the Basic Chenille Brights. So I'm going to keep them at that price until I sell out all my Sweet Snuggles. I just think that it's better to have... I don't want to confuse the customer. I don't want to have some of the turtles that are just a little bit bigger, just a little bit cheaper. I think that kind of confuses the customer, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm just going to keep these at $8 until all of those sell out. So I did get 9 of those done. Now, this is also a really good seller for me, and it's been a really good seller for me. Like, it doesn't matter what time of year it is. I started doing these for Halloween, and I thought that they were going to be just a seasonal thing, but these seem to sell year round. And this is the spider pattern by Handmade by Nicole. It's an awesome quick pattern. It isn't a no-sew pattern, but it's the easiest sewing I've ever done. I mean, it is really quick sewing. You just line up your finish off in the middle and just crochet or just sew around. It's really quick sewing. So I highly recommend this pattern. It says really well for me. So all these are done in Sweet Snuggles Light and Chanel Home Slim. I'm working through all that yarn. But so that's what these are done in. I think I'm going to keep them in this until I do run out of the variegated colors I have, and then I might go ahead and transition these to the Chanel Home Brights. I think they're going to be a little bit bigger in that yarn, and I'm kind of excited, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off. I'm finished all my Sweet Snuggles before I move on to the Brights. I am. I'm holding myself to it. You hold me to it too. But this is one product that I am going to finish off in the Sweet Snuggles Light before I move on. I charge $8 for these, and I hope that I sell them. They'll be going into inventory. Now, this pattern right here normally does really well for me. It's a good conversation piece, and this is the Mushy Crushies. I haven't put the face detail on there, and I'm not so sure I'm going to. I think they look really cute like this, so I think I'm going to keep them. If you haven't seen this pattern before, it's a really good pattern, and the head pops off, or pops up, and it's a conversation piece, and I always have these. I decided to do one in yellow and one in pink, and I just thought they kind of had that spring vibe going. So I'm going to be putting these on the table. I charged $10 for these. It's a free pattern by crochet. And it's a free Instagram pattern. So if you haven't tried this pattern, it's a really quick and easy workup, and I highly recommend it. So, of course, my favorite pattern designer has come out with some new patterns. So I did try one out. And if you don't know who that is, that's Madeline Mako. This right here is one of her newer patterns, and this is her pig pattern that she just released just a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, and it worked up really cute. And it's got, look at that little tail. Don't you just love it? Now, I done this in blush, and I had the Elise Voluto that I had bought in three skein pack on Amazon to try out, and it did work up really good. It's that pink color right here, and they don't have names on the colors, so it's just that pink color. But I thought it worked up really good with the blush. So I did decide to do that, and it really, really does work up well with Sweet Snuggles Light. So I think if you are trying to stick with Sweet Snuggles Light and you are starting to run out of some colors, the Elise Voluto yarn does seem to work up really well and about the same size. So I would recommend that. So this one right here, I did decide because of the sewing of the ears and the nose and stuff like that. Everything else is no sew, but the nose and the ears are sewn on. And I have a few other ones that I have within the same size line that she's done, and I'm going to charge $15 for these. I've done them all with the Baby Safe embroidered eyes. I'm trying to expand my Baby Safe line. My husband's starting to do more of the 3D printing, which is pretty exciting because at this market, he's actually going to have a little section. You'll see it in my market recap of some of the things that he's done in the 3D printing world. He's going to have his own shelf at my booth. And no, this is not a juried market, so it's not one of those things where I'm going to be, you know, only 2 vendors are allowed, so, and then somebody else puts some on their table. I made sure, and I'm gonna make sure, that during juried events that he does not put out his stuff on my tables. I don't think that's fair to other people. I know that if I was going to a juried event and you know, I look for those type of markets, and I would pay more for those type of markets, and I have some coming up this year. And I do know that me personally, I would feel a little upset if all the other vendors had a little bit of crochet on their table. So me and my husband's talked about it, and if it's not a juried event and there's going to be multiple crochet artist and 3D printing, then I don't feel that I am taking away from somebody else by putting out 3D products along with mine, even though that's not necessarily what my whole booth is about. So I'm excited though to see how they sell. He didn't want to sign up for a whole booth until he kind of knows what the market's like. So we're super excited about that. So because he is introducing more of the 3D printed projects, a lot of those aren't for babies. So I'm trying to expand my Baby Safe line so that, you know, we're not competing for that, you know, that 8-year-old little girl or little boy looking for a toy. So like I said, these right here are all kind of around the same size, and I'm doing them all with the embroidered eyes, and I'm charging $15. So be sure to check out some of Madeline Mako's patterns. Of course, I always do a few. I decided I was going to do a little bit different. I do a Cashew the cow every single event, and I pretty much sell one every single event. But I've never done one with the pink. And so I decided to go ahead and do one with the pink instead of like the sand color. I think she turned out really, really cute. I did something a little bit different that I haven't done before. I decided instead of sewing on the horns, I was going to do bobble stitches. And I had one turn out really, really good, and the other one I'm not so sure about. It's not horrible. It's not one that I felt I needed to rip out, but I do think I can do a little bit better next time. But it was a whole lot easier just to surface bobble stitch those on. So I will be practicing that in the future on future cows and see if I can continue to do that. So this one right here I do sell for $25, and it's also got the embroidered eyes, and I did them a little bit different, and I think that they turned out really, really cute. If you can see, I added that black line, and I think it gave it a little bit of different charm. So I might be doing that a few more times in the future. So I also had one more that was by Madeline Mako. And this is the last pattern this week by Madeline Mako. I get on my Madeline Mako kicks. And this one right here is the mallard duck. And I also done the baby safe eyes on this one as well. And because of the size difference, so I think I'm going to charge $20. If I can line them up here. So this one right here, I charge $15. That one, the mallard duck, I charge $20. And the cow, I charge $25. And I think as far as the size line up, I think it's a pretty good price difference on those with the lineup. So I'm content and happy with those prices. I think they will sell. So I have two more different patterns. I've done multiples on those that I got done that will be heading to market with me. Now, I just introduced these last market to my lineup, and these are the baby aliens. These baby aliens are by Meg's Makes Patterns on Etsy. And they're a really quick workup, and I'm going to charge $8 for these. Done one in the pink, one in like the peach color, and then I done one in the variegated color. So those will be going with me to market as well. And then my hot dogs. These are really good sellers for me. They always draw a lot of attention. These are the only two I have. This pattern right here is by Crochet Customs CA. She is in not California. She is in Canada. I made the mistake. I've lived in the States my entire life, so I know all the abbreviations, and CA is California right off the top of my head. But I know she's from Canada, so I do apologize for saying California and not Canada. I didn't even realize it until somebody put it in the comments. She is from Canada, and I wanted to make sure that I put that out there because I did have a few people message me like, it's not California, it's Canada. And I'm like, I know. What? And I had to go back and watch my video. I'm like, oh, that just flew right off the tongue. So at least I know my state abbreviations, right? This pattern right here, I highly recommend. I love this pattern. It works up really well, and it's so cute. So I'm just super excited to bring these to market, and I put these in a little red basket, and they just draw a lot of attention. So I am going to go ahead and put all these into my inventory and go ahead and total them up. So I can give you my grand total of how much I'm going to be taking to market in inventory. I'm hoping that I hit the $3,500 mark. I don't know if I did or not, and I won't know until I put these in. So fingers crossed. I'm going to go ahead and total these up and put these away and get back with you. All right, so I got everything totaled up. Now my goal was $3,500, and of course I came up a little short. Kind of thought I would because there was a few bigger projects that I wanted to get done, like a large turtle, that I simply ran out of time. But that's okay. I ended up doing $326 worth of inventory in the past 2 weeks. Now, it wasn't a full 2 weeks. There was a few days that I really didn't get to crochet anything, and I've been getting ready for market and everything like that. So they weren't full days that I had the opportunity to crochet, and I had a horrible headache one day, so that didn't work out too good either. So I didn't really get anything done that day. But with that being said, I ended up with $3,406 worth of inventory. So that's a pretty good amount of inventory, especially since I have to give some of my space to my husband for his 3D printing, which I'm super excited to see exactly how that goes. We've never taken any to market before, so can't wait to see, you know, what people buy and if it influences my business at all. We've kind of went back and forth on if it's actually going to cut into my profit or not. So that's another thing that we're trying to figure out, like exactly how all of that's going to pan out. So I will be doing a market recap. I'm going to try to take some footage while I'm there. Every time I forget to take the after the market before we break down, take a video of that. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to tell my kids and my husband that I want to get that. So hopefully they remind me if I forget. But I'm very interested to see how it all takes place. If you're interested in seeing how my market goes, be sure you like and subscribe so you can see that content. I'll probably be releasing that next Friday. Well, thank you so much for taking your time out to spend with me today. And, thank you so much for taking your time out to spend with me today. And I hope you have a wonderful and blessed weekend. And thank you so much, and God bless.